episode is sponsored by Renum Spoon.
Renner spoons. Yeah. See, we serve them soup for free. Rent 'em spoons.
Give it up for our
soup
sponsor,
for free.
fellas. Welcome back. Dapper Dialogue, where style meets substance in every conversation. Fellas, how y'all living, man?
Blessed.
Cool, man.
Good.
Good.
Life is good.
All is well.
How you?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. It's been a great day.
For sure.
It's been a great week.
Yeah, it's another great day on this white man's earth.
Don't get started.
Here you go, man.
Every day I thank the white man for the air I breathe. Lord knows they're not going to thank him for themselves.
Anywho, man. Since the last time we've been together, man, there've been a bunch of current events, man. Let's go ahead and start with NBA. As we know, we got Luka to the Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
AD to the Mavs. Jimmy Butler to Golden State.
Yep.
What's his name? To San Antonio.
Oh,
De'Aaron Fox.
D Fox.
Yeah, Wemby out for the year. Joel Embiid out for the year.
Oh,
So,
God,
you know what I'm saying? How y'all feel about the news, and let me know who y'all think gonna make a push. Y'all don't got to give me finals contenders because we ain't even got to the playoffs yet, but let me know what y'all thinking.
No, I think the Lakers, if they can hit a really good run.
I mean, they done won
Fourth.
5 in a row.
They fourth.
Fourth.
Out of their last 20, I think they won like 16 and 4.
That's a conundrum in itself because how they get better defensively without the defensive anchor in AD.
The scheme
Maybe he
just
wasn't the
changed.
anchor.
JJ.
The scheme changed. JJ Coach of the Year, man.
Yeah, I agree.
JJ on that
I agree.
clipboard. Come on.
Yeah.
Matt actually has a video. If we go back to what month was this? October of 2024. We were all at a restaurant, you know what I'm saying, having a good time, doing what we do best.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying, he was passing the phone around the room, let everybody say how they was feeling. And I said in the video that the Lakers were going to be one of the best teams in the league. I don't want you to let this distract you that the J.J. Redick Lakers are now off to a 2-0 start. Anthony Davis is averaging 45 points a game. LeBron James is right behind him, averaging 18.5 points a game. Please do not let this distract you that the Lakers are going to be a very, very, very good basketball team this year. We had won the first 4 games. AD was averaging like 30 and 13. LeBron was averaging like 25 and 10. We were playing good defense. So to lose AD and, you know what I'm saying, my hot take still be correct.
It's good stuff.
I'm an expert. Basketball savant, if you will.
Yeah. Now, that trade was crazy. Insane, bro. Like, how does Dallas, the Mavs, like, how do you trade away your franchise guard at such a young age?
He just turned 26 yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
And they
Younger
just went
than
to
me.
the finals. I guess, like, you know,
So
to us, it just didn't make sense right away. But it looked like, you know, I know Bron is happy.
yeah,
He
I
got
think it was
Luka.
the management group
Yeah, for sure.
for the Mavs.
Yeah, they were saying they were worried about his long-term health.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Say he be on that hookah and drinking beers too much.
I better say.
Hookah Doncic. Yes, sir. Hookah Doncic. Yes, sir. Welcome to LA, bud.
Yeah.
Have all the hookah you want.
You have all the hookah you want. You keep performing the way you did yesterday. What do
All
you
the
have?
hookah and more.
He had 31 last night, I believe.
Nah, he was
31?
hooping.
Yeah, 31.
hooping.
Nah, I ain't
LeBron
gonna
had
lie.
20 something.
His 3-point percentage is terrible though. He chucking them things. Right now.
Word.
Man, we gotta let him.
He gonna find it for the playoffs, and it's gonna be scary.
Yeah, this
it's
is
gonna be scary.
This is his third, fourth game back.
yeah.
Off
He
of
really
injury.
starting to pick it up now. He don't look exhausted no more.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the Lakers gonna make a good push. Excited to see Mavericks when they're completely healthy.
Facts.
They're having a lot of injuries right now. Gafford, Lively, AD. So
Boy,
once they get
Nick.
that full team back, I think they'll make a good push as well in the Western Conference.
Nico better pray. Because somebody got the red dot on his head right now.
literally.
I
And
mean,
then he
it's
was
the same
at the
thing they did
game.
when they paid
Yeah.
Jalen Brunson though. So
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they let him go, and we see how that turned out.
yeah, like
See how that turned
not
out.
surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, rest in peace, Angie Stone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what?
You didn't know?
No.
I didn't
She
know
passed,
either.
bro.
Yeah,
She
bro.
had a
Today?
car accident.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Her sprinter got hit by 18 wheeler.
Yeah, bro.
What? Was she on tour?
I don't know.
Whoa. This
That's-
happened today.
Yeah.
Wow, rest in peace, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm sorry to get so heavy on you.
No, it's, hey.
Pause. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into today's topic, man. We got a really good topic today. I'm really excited to hear what the fellas have to say. So, Topic for today: how has hip hop shaped culture globally, and where will it go next? We can call it the story of hip hop. So my first question: how has hip hop shaped your personal life and culture?
Everyday life, man, I listen to a lot of music. I listen to music all day, literally when I'm at work, working out. But and it's mostly hip hop. But even through that, I think hip hop has introduced me to other genres of music, especially like through sampling. And I'll say that, like, even as a group, I know sometimes like you guys are like saying like, "Hey, y'all heard this song? Did y'all know this sample was from so and so?" So it's like just through that, man, I've been able to expand through different genres, hear new music. I'm trying to think when I first got introduced to hip hop. I think it was just like as a black kid, you're just like born
naturally.
into it. Like it's not like
It's not really.
oh, this is hip hop. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
just
It's
like,
like
yeah.
this
It's a rite
is
of passage.
yeah. This is just the music we listen to. So yeah, man, it's been a big influence on my life from birth and for every day. So
Word.
yeah.
I mean, definitely like introducing you to other genres.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in an old school household anyway, so I was already privy to a lot of old music.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
hearing that coming back around in samples, like that's one of our favorite things to do.
Facts.
Like research samples and
Yeah.
like send them in the group chat. Like it's and every time we find samples, you always have to go back to the original and listen to that
Facts.
and kind of see what the producer was hearing and like why they decided to grab this one piece of this one song and kind of add it in and loop it up. But for me personally, I think hip hop, like I was really indulged in the arts as a younger child. I danced, I did art. A lot of people don't know this. Like hip hop was built off of like break dancing. That's why they call it break dancing. So like when rappers would like gather and like do like ciphers and stuff like that with DJs, they used to have like intermissions, and like during those intermissions, the DJ would like scratch on the tables, and people would start to dance, and that's why they call it break dancing, because it was a break
in the for sure.
in like in the middle of the cipher. So it started with that, and also graffiti over in New York. So like it's kind of cool to see how art was like actual like drawing and art and painting stuff like that was in the not resurgence, but like in the inception of hip hop. So and then also like style, like I just feel like black people in general, like we say what's cool when we say like we say what's popping at the time. Like,
Yep, then it's gonna be cool everywhere.
From clothes to shoes to the music we listen to.
Yep.
So it's just like it was kind of natural. So it wasn't really forced. But like I feel like that for me personally, like that's where I got privy to hip hop. I'm not even sure when, like you said, I'm not even sure when.
It
I
happened.
started
It's just
listening
like
to
you just
hip-hop.
grow up and like you.
I want to say
listening.
maybe Lil Bow Wow, Lil Romeo.
Yeah, but
back
even
in the
then, it's
day.
like you run around with your parents, or I remember my pops used to be playing like some old CDs, like whatever, and I have an older brother too, so it's just like just on them car rides, the Saturday mornings you cleaning up, or whatever it may be, you just are introduced to these to the music. So
Yeah, I think for me, probably being in band so young probably introduced me for real. I started band seriously in like 6th grade, so I would say that's when I not only like started like hip hop, but I started to just like study music for real. So I would say then, because my mom only played gospel music in the car, and my dad only played like 101.9 with like Michael Baisden in there. So, like I had to find my own. lane.
how you find your way?
But yeah, it was cool though. Yeah, I would say back then, and then really understanding how like there's so many pockets in music, and so finding that pocket that suits you, I think, is something that I spend a lot of time on.
Yeah. I would say for me, like, agreeing with y'all, I don't know when the first time I was like introduced to hip hop. I don't know I can't say the first hip hop song I ever heard, but I can definitely say that I was probably with family. You know what I'm saying? Probably in the car with my dad, or in the car with an uncle, or in the car with a cousin or something, and somebody cut something on, and that was what it was. I mean, I listen to music every day, so I would honestly say that probably 85-90% of the music that I listen to on a daily basis is hip hop. There are gonna be some days where I run the old school, run the oldies, but a big part of the oldies now, or my love for old school music, has come through the samples.
Yeah.
So it's like hip hop has kind of
That
like
research.
it opened up I don't want to say opened up so many avenues, but kind of introduced me to so many different aspects of life, and you know, whether it be fashion, whether it be, you know, a certain way of living or whatever it may be, traveling, all of the different type of things that artists talk about in their songs. And I also think it's really interesting that for a long time, rap wasn't it wasn't accepted and it wasn't identified as a true form of art, right? So like a songwriter can write a song and perform it to the best of their ability, and that's a form of art. A painter can paint whatever he wants on a canvas, and that's a form of art. But when somebody sits down to write a 16-bar song and perform it over a melody, like over a melody and over a beat, they say that it's not art. So
That's
and it goes back to, like you were saying, black people deem what's cool, and because it was cool to us and we were the only people that could do it, I feel like it's like that ain't really art, bro. Y'all just yelling.
y'all just hollering.
It's crazy because if you go back like maybe to the 80s, people really didn't expect hip hop to be around that long. And thought it would die out.
Because it's only what I guess if it's you're giving it to a date, it's 50 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
It
like
hasn't been around for long.
that long.
Yeah.
But like,
Go ahead, bro.
and I was saying just like to see its growth over that time is like from 50 years ago, like bro, that's to what it's now, which we'll talk about later. So I won't get too deep into that. But
Yeah. So we can kind of jump into our second question on this is, do you think hip hop is a global genre now, and if so, why?
Yeah.
Definitely. You got people in Italy, you know, throwing up gang signs. I like to call them, they throwing up spaghetti recipes, but please, like,
Spaghetti recipes.
the hell y'all sliding on, man.
The hell y'all sliding
But that's stool.
on?
That's stool. But that's stool.
They got there throwing acid on each other.
Stabbing each
throwing
other.
acid on the ops.
Pulling
I
machetes
don't
out
know
the
what
trunk.
rapper it was. It was like a
not
European
funny.
rapper. He was like, man,
That's
not
crazy.
funny, I'm sorry.
Joking about
They
acid.
actually-
They really be doing that.
They do. They
Yeah,
do that
they
for
do.
real.
Yeah, they
like
do.
acid attack.
I guess you would know. Not saying
Not
like
like
that.
that.
You were in Europe. You lived in Europe. See there? Nah, but it was. I forgot who it was. It's this European rapper that always be wearing Nike tech suits, and he was like, "Yeah, I feel like even in America, you know, they peeping the drip." I'm like, bro,
Talking about Central C.
is that who it is? I
don't
think it
know.
is. I think
I
so.
like Central
Yeah.
C though. So.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I think it is because of the access we got to people now. Like, we can see what anybody's doing
Yeah.
anywhere. Like,
Yeah. I think that definitely plays into it as well.
yeah, that's what y'all saying. Like, with this too, like, bro, like, what? Like,
Even down,
please.
even down. I don't know. Y'all know what K-pop is, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing but like recycled new edition moves, and it's like
This is No Dizino.
Chinese Biggie.
And this is Menon.
No love clash only.
And this is Psy P.
That be nobody can fuck with me, okay?
That's true.
and people be jacking. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
they don't even be.
Chill on the K-pop, but they be lit for that K-pop, bro.
But I heard they go through like a whole trial process. Like the kids have to be selected, and I didn't even know he was. The kids have to like be selected.
Stick to
and-
karate.
Okay. All right. All right.
Man, please.
Finish your statement.
I forgot what I was saying.
Something about K-pop.
Anyway.
But it's
Global.
Yeah, it's definitely
Hip
global.
hop on the global.
It's on a
scale.
global scale, man. Because even like you have artists, you know, that do shows right internationally. So I mean, you see it. But like also to Devin's point of just the access through social media and even I know like streaming and stuff. It's like, you know, you can listen to anything from anywhere now. You know, it's not like, you know, back in the day when it was only, you know, hard copy CDs and stuff. So
Nah.
the game has changed.
Bro, I remember. Do y'all remember before Apple Music came out, how we had to consume
Yes,
music?
brother.
Yeah.
It was
The
crazy.
MP3
I was-
apps and
the
how you has to
download.
I was
download
the plug
MP3 apps.
on like in high school and in college campus. Like,
For
come
how
on,
to
I was
for how to
Bro.
get the music. LimeWire was a real thing.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
tearing up. Mama, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Messing up the
That's so
the
Messing up
crazy.
the
That's
computers. What else was it was a Spinrilla was a good one.
Spinrilla was
a
crazy.
Spinrilla had an app
Spinrilla.
for a really long
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
They
yeah.
still
Yeah.
have
I
it.
still got mine.
You still
I
got
still
it?
got mine too. That's it. I'm
Yeah.
on too.
Because if you downloaded your songs on there, they stay on there.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. There's so many mixtapes
So like a
on there.
lot of like
Yeah.
Dom Kennedy, Currency,
the yellow,
Vince
the yellow
Staples.
album on there.
I was able to get them joints downloaded on my phone.
I remember,
so
yeah,
that's
you
why-
will always have
Yeah.
those joints on your phone.
Yeah,
I will
bro.
always have to bootleg mine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I bootleg everything.
Yeah, I
boy.
found the site. I can't remember what it was, but anytime like an
my
album would
sites?
drop, like before Apple Music and all the streaming, I would just go down when the music dropped, download it,
Yeah.
put it into my files, and I'll just upload it on the
it's-
phone.
So, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
you
my
good.
fault.
Yeah, you straight.
I was gonna say, so like, we can kind of go into the technology part now. So, how do y'all think that you know what I'm saying, the streaming, switching from the consumer having to literally chase after the music, because
Yeah.
everybody couldn't afford iTunes cards, and everybody.
No.
I think the only people that really had access to iTunes were people with iPods. Correct? Like if I had
That's why.
if I had
yeah.
Windows, you probably could have iTunes, but what I don't know how you
I
were
don't
downloading
know
it
if you
onto
could
a
have
It
phone.
got real shaky for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so,
joint might
I
start.
don't remember.
Yeah.
So by switching over to streaming platforms, and I mean even something as simple as YouTube, right, where it can
Yeah.
reach a global platform, like, you know what I'm saying, how do y'all feel about how that kind of made the art form grow to watch? You got people in Germany
Yeah.
and in the UK throwing up spaghetti signs, as you said.
It's just always amazes me how people find a way to turn anything to a dollar amount, because like that's really what happened.
That's what it is.
Yeah, they
How
turned
can
it
we make
into
more- How can we make more money? off
how can we even turn it up some more? And it's like, that's crazy to me. So I would say it's a big thing for tech and streaming for real. Because I mean, as we move to the future, like it's just more and more online and virtual interactions. Like y'all saw that stat where it said 50% of young men 18 or younger, a certain generation, had never asked somebody out in person before.
Oh wow,
Oh dang!
Like
I'm not surprised.
but like
Not surprised.
when you
That's
think about
crazy.
COVID, what it did for virtual, then what like music does, like it's kind of wild.
People had to leave the crib.
Yeah.
Don't touch
albums.
grass, man.
Yeah.
Even back, like you had to pay $9.99. You had to swipe your card every time you wanted to download something on Apple Music on
Yeah.
iTunes. You had to put in your
Pay.
You had to
information.
pay for that. You had to pay
every
for
single
it.
time.
$10.
$10.
$10. $9.99. And now, when you think about how much music we've consumed, when was Apple Music started? It started like when we was in college, our freshman year in college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
around
much.
that time,
Yeah.
So that was what, 2015?
Yeah.
Apple
So
Music,
it's been 10,
Spotify.
maybe 10 years.
10 years of,
Yeah.
it was only 10 years ago to where you could have all the music you want at your fingertips. So when you think about how many albums that you listen to now that dropped maybe in 94, like say Nas Illmatic.
Or whenever.
I hadn't listened to Nas Illmatic from top to bottom
since.
back in high school.
That's real.
So I had to, like, a lot of the stuff I know now I've listened to and I've went back and I've studied
Right.
in these past 10 years because like back in high school I didn't have access to
To the album.
and I wasn't paying.
Yeah.
I ain't had no job. Well, I worked at McAllister's. But like,
McAllister's.
I was like,
Yeah,
don't get me
man.
started. I hate that place. But
Yeah, bro. McAllister's burning hell.
hey, man,
They had both of us, man.
both of me
Both
and
of
Tone.
us. And they had me illegal in the back. You're not supposed to be under 18
Tone is a year
working in
younger
the
than
back.
me.
Yeah, bro.
So I was in the front on the cash register. They had this man in the back cutting up hot potatoes.
Hot potatoes, spuds. Yeah. Drop spuds, Tom. Go to hell.
Drop
Hey, man, yeah, fuck McAllister's. But anyways, but what was I saying? I didn't have the money to like pay every time I wanted to listen to an album. So like,
Right.
do you know how much money that is to have
That's
to
a lot,
listen to
bro.
$10 an album?
Yeah,
if
come
you want to
on,
listen
bro.
to Big, if you want to listen to Nas,
Yeah, we'll wait.
Raekwon, all that shit.
Yeah, bro. It's like I think you would have to, maybe if it was on YouTube, like you have to probably piece it together because probably the whole album not on YouTube.
Yeah.
So like you hearing the popular songs off the album, but you're not hearing, like the album in its entirety.
Yeah,
so
right.
I just remember like my dad had in our bonus room,
Bro.
I can't
Same.
even tell you how many CDs.
Oh, the
Same.
CD books.
I
Bro,
stole-
I still
stole
have
my
a CD
pops.
case of
That's
like
crazy.
because he gave one to my brother, but my dad had one of like just funkadelic, like
Bro,
all
that
just
stuff.
all
Everything.
great, like
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. So I remember like listening to that and
Facts.
just, but like the game has changed.
Did you
so-
steal? Did you steal them?
Yeah, I still have. Yeah, I stole. 'em.
Yeah, because my dad had the Blueprint. My dad had
Yep.
what was that Jay-Z album? I Just Want to Love You. The Dynasty album. He had that. He
Hard
had
copies,
Outkast
man.
speaker box.
Yeah.
Man, when I found that stuff in college, I said I'd put all that stuff in my bag and I took it.
Yeah.
You don't listen to
Appreciate
this.
you.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
nah, technology has definitely definitely changed the game. Just more access. I think to kind of what we were speaking about before, like You
Oh no, it's neat.
yeah, just more access to the music.
And I remember my eyes was like wide open, like when I realized, like when I first got my iTunes or Apple Music subscription, and I
Yeah.
realized I can listen to all this for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember downloading as many albums that I wanted to as I could, and I was just like feasting off for months, listening to old Kanye albums, old Jay-Z albums,
yeah.
anything I could think of. I went
Nostalgic.
and I just started listening to it
Right.
because it was like these are albums out that were critically acclaimed, and I've always heard like those lead singles off of there, but I hadn't heard the deep cuts.
Right.
And me personally, the deep cuts are some of the best songs on there.
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
For
sure.
so like a lot of that stuff I wouldn't have known about
Yeah.
if it wasn't for streaming platforms.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, when it comes to the artists,
Yeah.
What?
that's another. They don't
Yeah.
make as much money off.
They don't.
Of, yeah.
So that was gonna be. I was gonna ask it from. That was gonna be my next question. Just in hearing y'all talk about it, I was gonna ask. You know what I'm saying, from the consumer standpoint, which do you prefer? You know what I'm saying. It was completely different for us because we didn't have to go and get the we weren't old enough to go and get those CDs on the day that they dropped, like Austin was saying. Now we just know, like, you know what I'm saying, if Bodie drop next week, I know on Wednesday that he finna drop. I can pre-save the album.
Pre-save it.
And
Pre-save
and it
it,
is
yeah.
what it is, you know what I'm saying? So
Pre-save.
I was going to ask y'all, like, from a consumer standpoint. I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure I can gauge which way that y'all prefer. But if y'all were an artist, like, how would y'all feel about the streams? Because for people, I feel like for people that are like large artists, like a Drake, like a Kendrick, like they might prefer the streams a little bit more than selling physical units.
Yeah.
That's just me, because to me, them streams, like the numbers are
Inflated.
seem
It's
to
like
be a
half-
little bit
half of
inflated.
a cent.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Every
and-
stream.
Yeah.
and you have to,
Crazy.
I don't know, it's like real weird the way they count it. Like you have to listen to a certain amount of the song, but if you restart the song and it don't count, like it's a
Wow.
it's a bunch of
It's a
different
formula,
things. That,
yeah.
it's a very
Wow.
robust formula that goes into it. So like, which way do y'all prefer, and which way do y'all think is like better for? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to say culture, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
which you saw what it did for our parents. Like, you saw the way that they had to get music, and you see the way that we kind of access music. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You get what y'all get what I'm
Yeah,
asking?
yeah, for sure.
For the artist to really eat, I feel like it was better before because everybody paid $10. So I mean, it was easier for them to count a percentage of $10, and it was easier for them to calculate how much an album sold because it was actual physical units that were being sold.
Right.
But now it's like, and people had to leave the crib to go get it, and it's just like that really gauged how popular an artist was. 'Cause if people took the time out their day to go to Best Buy and look for your album and buy it,
And buy it.
FYE for your entertainment. Like,
exactly.
you know,
So I think it was
go in
it's,
there and get
it's
you
better
a
because now
CD.
it sounds like how they describe it to us and how they break it down statistically. If you're not one of the bigger artists like a Drake or a Kendrick or a Cole or what have you, the only way you really making real money for real is touring.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Isn't that how most of the artists make their bread
sounds
for
like
Yeah.
real?
me.
I was
So-
gonna say if you independent, you can make a lot of money off of
Okay.
streaming. But most artists, the
Yeah.
average artist in the game
It's
right
not
now is
independent.
not making. I'm thinking of people like Larry and 2 Chainz just went
Yeah.
independent as well. But
Yeah.
those are, you know what I'm saying,
Those are kind
unique
of anomalies,
cases.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
those don't
that's
happen
not
often.
that's not everybody. So like I think the majority of artists now, like that's how they get they I don't know, because I'm not in the industry. So
Right.
I mean this all speculation, but it seems like they be living off of advances, like label advances and
The new
and
guys,
touring
for
and touring
sure.
bread
Yeah.
and whatever endorsement deals they may have. So I mean, I feel like it was better for them to eat. Especially like I don't know what is royalty? Royalties is just like licensing stuff for so they can like be able to give out the rights to their music, correct? How does
I
that
think royalties is, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I was thinking about masters just now when you was talking about that. But
Okay.
I do think royalties is like no different than royalties that people make off of a TV show.
Okay, cool.
But I think, I mean, to play devil's advocate though, like the way technology was going, it was inevitable.
It was impossible
It
to
was
keep that
impossible.
structure going.
And the way that like there's so much talent as well, like the likeliness of people competing for each other to get their stuff into these places to buy those physical copies is also a detriment as well. So it's like, yeah, like it sucks, but like it had to happen because there was such a like pour in and influx of people.
Yeah.
Because like if we want to be for real, like to me personally, it was a certain point where music went from like a a super art form, art talent to like a super business, like to me. And it was always a business, don't get me wrong, but like I don't know, more recently it just feels more and more like
Numbers.
yeah. Yeah.
Numbers.
People listen to music with calculators in their hands. and
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro. So I was watching It Is What It Is earlier this week, and Mace was just kind of talking about that a little bit, just saying how like artists that come into the game today, and he was relating it to basketball as well.
Yeah.
But basically saying artists that come into the game today, they're not visualizing how successful they can be. They're visualizing how much money they can make, and to them, that's success. So they were going back and forth about how people always compare new artists to old artists and old players to new players. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Like the goal that Michael Jordan had when he was playing basketball is a completely different goal than what Anthony Edwards has right now. So it's almost disrespectful to compare yourself to somebody because their history has already been etched in stone, and you're still working on yours.
Yeah.
So to compare the two is borderline disrespectful. So you were saying it's all about numbers now. I would agree. I feel like people see how much money you can make off streaming, and it's like all I got to do is get something that's gonna pop on TikTok,
For sure.
And we good.
and we good.
And we good money.
That's another part of the
just wanna
technology.
rolly. Put a deodorant.
I think that's another part how technology has kind of changed because TikTok having only been taken off like what 5 years ago,
Oh yeah.
pretty
I
much.
don't even remember
I
when
don't
it
know.
came out.
Yeah.
I don't remember TikTok before 2020. Me personally, I don't remember before that. But
Vine.
like,
It was something that the
Vine.
government. Oh,
Vine.
Vine. Yeah, Vine was
Shout
that
out to
one.
Vine.
It
but you
dropped-
couldn't add music on Vine. Though.
No, you cannot. I don't think so.
No.
That's probably
Shout
why
out
it was
to
so
Vine.
funny. That was
You-
pure
you
comedy.
comic,
Get your
yeah.
jokes off without something playing in the background.
Yeah.
No, facts. But like now it's like really TikTok is like, especially what was his name? Tommy John. Billion Dollar Baby, whatever it is.
Tommy Richmond.
I don't know that.
Tommy Davidson.
He said Tommy Davidson.
Tommy John.
Billion
I
dollar.
don't know that motherfucker's name.
Tommy John.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever his name is. What's his face? Yeah, him. Just like
Hey, yo, chill.
when we know who he is without TikTok. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
No,
No.
I think so. No, you think not?
No.
Hell no.
That song blew up because of TikTok, I thought.
Absolutely, it did.
And then he got
I don't
commercials
disagree.
after
It was
that.
just a sigh. Ill-advised sigh.
There's a lot of songs now there's a lot of people that probably wouldn't go unless it was for TikTok.
I would love to know who's on this list. Damn the questions. Who does not deserve to be where they at? Put it on wax. We here.
I don't even want to come off like a hater for real.
What's up? Hey, it's us.
I don't know. I gotta think about it.
I know somebody got some names. You know,
Nobody gonna say Ice Spice.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of people that I actually take serious. With all due respect,
You don't think that's best?
no, I don't take it serious. I don't take it serious, bro. So, back to the question that I just proposed. So, do y'all think that there are any artists that may have achieved a certain level of fame or stardom that they don't necessarily deserve because of social media?
Deserve is a
Yeah,
tough
deserve
word.
is a tough word because I think it's like at this point, like it's almost like
What's tough about it? You didn't earn it. Period. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but to some people, they would say that they earned it because it's booming
It's
on
just
TikTok.
how it is. Yeah, it's just how it is now versus but it's
Tommy Davidson.
We just told you what bro name was.
It's not that.
Isn't Tommy Davidson
That's
a
the
black
point.
man?
Yes, he is.
Oh yeah, Oscar Proud. Yeah,
No, is that him?
yeah, that
I'm
is
pretty
him.
sure that
That's
is him. Yes.
the Darnell Man Van Can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Varnell Hill.
Varnell Hill. There
Yeah.
you go.
Who can take good talk show? Yeah, yeah. Bring on this with a laugh and do the cabbage patch. Choose a pretty lady and then sign some autographs. The Varnell Man can, shaboing boing. The Varnell Man can. Did you miss me?
Yeah, that's him.
Now I can't think of any artists. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head for real.
Man, y'all playing scared.
Man,
I'll take-
we kind of just said them, but like if we taking out the people who we don't take seriously, that's who I was talking about. The people who I don't take seriously, the people who
I think
don't
that's
deserve to be
that's
there.
a valid statement though. with all due respect. You know
Just
what I'm saying?
something that
Because
you
there's
don't listen
people
to.
who don't take Drake serious. There's people who don't take Kendrick serious because
Right.
that's not their vibe.
Right. It's not
You know what I'm
their-
saying?
it's not what they listen
Yeah,
to.
but
you have to take them seriously because
of
they
the
have
numbers.
accolades.
Right. When you have accolades and numbers.
Not even accolade, but like the skin in the game that they put in, and they have
So-
certified classics.
So they deserve it. They
Exactly.
earned it.
Yeah, but
So-
you have to take them seriously because of their accolades. Like it's their resume already speaks for themselves.
Basically,
these people we talking
yeah.
about have no resume.
So in thinking about how we can see how to, you know what I'm saying, how a song can blow up like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do y'all think like streaming platforms are helping artists kind of get their stuff? Because I mean, get their music all across the world, right? Because we see Drake right now. Well, he was in Australia doing a tour. I think he canceled it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but you know what I'm saying. Back in the day, Biggie Smalls probably wasn't going to Europe
Yeah.
to do tours and do stuff like that. And I've heard artists like Griselda, they say that it's more money in Europe
Overseas.
and more money overseas for them, especially with touring, because they don't have a equivalent in Europe to a
Oh,
West Side
yeah.
Gun, to a
To
Benny
a
the Butcher,
Butcher,
to a Kendrick
yeah.
Lamar, to a Drake. So you
Fact.
know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? How do y'all feel
Dang.
like how do y'all feel about streaming and essentially all of that stuff?
Yeah.
As far as how it's kind of helped the culture grow around
I
hip-hop.
feel like it's just more of kind of what we said before. Everybody has everything at their fingertips. It's like we have this huge encyclopedia or library or arsenal archive for music, and everybody has access to it. So naturally, that means everybody across the world is going to be able to have access to your music. When before, you kind of had just small markets for smaller artists or things like that. Because it used to be, the way it was explained to me, like the bigger artists always had their displays in the front of the store.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you were
Yeah.
smaller, you kind of got
Yeah.
the back. Like and they also say that, especially with R&B. Not to get off topic, but R&B, like black music, like black R&B, would be like in the back of the record store. When people used to come in, you kind of had to go look for it.
Or yeah.
If you didn't see it like in the display, like if you didn't see it where Michael Jackson was and Prince was, it was
Yeah.
kind of like if you wanted some Luther Vandross, if you wanted like Roberta
I
Flack,
had Luther in the back.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
So,
Yeah.
but like now, anybody can go, because of the internet, because of social media,
Yeah.
you can go and look up, Bodie. You can go look up Currency. You can go look up Freddie
I feel
Gibbs.
it, yeah.
These not as big artists, the big names, but you can go look them up and go check out their music, and
Yeah.
you have a fan, instantly, pretty much.
Yeah, for sure. I think also too it helps them like I don't know the data or the like behind it, but like the algorithm. I feel like I don't know how it all is intertwined, but like if like for me, like let's say I'm listening to Lil Wayne like for 2 days straight, then I may get like we created a playlist with songs that are similar to Lil Wayne. So it's like or just like a Lil Wayne playlist or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So I think in that aspect, like the behind the scenes of like the technology and how kind of all that stuff works, it helps the artist as well.
I think Spotify does a better job with like putting
Put
those
playlists together.
Yeah.
because a lot of people say that they find new music really,
Yeah.
easier off of Spotify than
yeah.
Apple Music.
Yeah, I hear that too.
Yeah, so
I'm on
Apple,
Spotify.
Apple Music, they
Spotify
just
user.
gather your top listening songs and just put them in one.
Yeah.
But they'll actually find like similar artists for you. That's how I found a group like Little Brother from like Fonte, Big Pooh,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
rapper Big Pooh, and Ninth Wonder.
Yeah.
That's how I found them because I was listening to Spotify. I think I was listening to Kanye.
Yeah.
And they had a song with Kanye out, and that's how I found them. And I listen to Little Brother a lot.
Excuse me.
A lot of people don't know who they are, but
Yeah.
that's when we an artist that I listen to personally,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
a group I listen to. So
Yeah.
it just varies.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
I would agree, man. I feel like Austin, you were speaking to earlier, how streaming has kind of given us an opportunity to go back and listen to a lot of those tracks and those albums that we've never heard before. I don't want to say I'm ashamed to say it, but when I got Apple Music, that was my first time listening to Thriller by Michael Jackson all the way through.
Yeah.
And I had always seen like Rolling Stone and other places that had that as one of the best albums of all time, and
We didn't
to
know
listen
why.
to it cover to cover, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, like I really understand it. What it's only 9 songs.
It's not literally 9
Yeah,
songs,
9
and that's
songs.
crazy to think about.
Right.
And it's and honestly, I feel you because it's like that you really understand how young we are because it's like a lot of this stuff we just
Yeah.
now within recently 10 years listening to from front to cover.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, where else would we be able to go and listen
Right.
to this?
If your parents didn't
If your
have
parents
that-
ain't have it in the
right.
crib,
Yeah,
Well,
That's
you're not
really
listening to it. You're gonna hear
Yeah.
a song on the radio on
I
the way to
remember-
school or whatever.
Yeah,
the
the
I
case
used to
is.
have
Yeah.
one of these MP3 downloader songs, and I used to go search certain Nas songs and download that. But I didn't.
Like,
I
if you
did-
don't know the name of the track,
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. You don't know what
Yeah,
you're looking
you know what I'm
for.
saying?
Yeah,
At that point, you don't even know what you're looking
I didn't
for.
know it ain't hard to tell
Mhm.
in 10th grade.
Yeah.
you would have known what it sounded
Right.
like, but you didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that, like now that's one of my favorite Nas songs. So like where could we have listened to all that
Fact.
stuff before then? It's
Yeah.
But I think to like your point of like how you sound like you're able to listen to Thriller. Once you're able to get Apple Music, I think it also allows us to like form your own opinion about the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's like, all right, you hear this and people say it's cool, but it's like, nah, form your own opinion. Like, sit down, listen to it. What do
Yeah.
you think about it? Do you
Yeah.
like it? Like, does it resonate with you? So I
Yeah.
think that's
Facts.
also another aspect
Yeah.
that like streaming and having that access to music has
Yeah.
allowed us to do. So
And I think that that's a big part in why hip hop is so global
Yeah.
the way it is now, because you know what I'm saying, Kendrick can drop his tape, or whoever it may be can drop their tape, and somebody in Japan, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, for whatever reason, whatever they going through in their life, they can find a way to resonate with
yeah,
whoever artist, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it may not be a specific artist that's dropping right now, but the fact that people all around the world, if they have access to YouTube, I'm just naming the big ones, YouTube, Apple Music, or Spotify,
Yeah.
they got an opportunity to go back and listen to pretty much anything and everything that's
yeah.
on the platform.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, pretty much the only time I'm not able to find stuff on Apple Music or Spotify or YouTube, it's either, you know what I'm saying, blocked because of maybe the artists don't have stuff on
Yeah.
whatever that specific streaming platform is, or it might be locked for whatever reason. But pretty much like every single song
yeah. You can
that I've
find it.
ever tried to look for, you could pretty much, like, as long as you know the lyrics or the name of it, whatever it may be, you can
find it.
usually always find it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Even stuff that's not on streaming platforms, you can go to YouTube and find
Yep.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube
Yep,
got it all.
Yep. And that also I feel like plays a part in the streaming stuff, like what we were saying. Like, you listen to producers like Alchemist, like Derringer, you listen to the producers like what's bro name? Hit Boy.
Yeah.
Honestly, people like Kanye, like the samples that they used, like to be able to go back and listen to those songs,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a lot of the songs are 70s, 80s R&B tracks that you've heard before,
right.
but just didn't realize
Yeah.
what it was when you heard it. I mean, it's been plenty of times where, like you were saying, Pop's playing V101.9, and I hear a new album that come out in 2025, and it's one of those songs. I mean, we just heard Drake do it on "Give Me a Hug." He sampled Aaron Hall's "I Miss You."
Yep.
So it's like songs that we didn't necessarily hear growing up, but might have heard our parents play.
Right.
The artists that are in our age group, they're using those same songs that
Yeah.
they heard growing up, and I
Yeah.
think that's a cool way to kind of like re-educate people about the music that has come out before us.
Right.
Austin said something really important and powerful one time. He was saying that like he thinks that we've heard the best music that we're ever gonna hear. Like we've heard the best music to ever be made, essentially. Like
Yeah, I
as far
think,
go ahead.
I think we said that in probably episode 1. Like, I
Yeah.
think we've heard, and I still agree with that. In hip hop and R&B, we've probably heard the best that we gonna hear. Because honestly, we know where the culture is going for hip hop. It's like we still looking for the next big three after Kendrick, Drake, and Cole handed off, and it's just like who is on their level as far as when it comes to lyricism, and as far as when R&B goes, it's just like back in the 70s, it's like you had your pick, you could pick your poison of
Literally.
who you wanted to listen to, bands, singers, all that kind of musicians, all that kind of stuff. Now I can't even tell you. Can y'all name 5 artists that are actual musicians, like that are like actual like music?
Yeah, I know.
trained-
Play instruments too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't.
Maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Like Leon
Maybe.
Thomas,
Leon,
Anderson
yeah.
Paak,
Her.
her. I'm drawing blanks.
Chris Brown don't play on instruments, dude.
No, he
no.
played the drums, don't he?
Chris Brown?
Or maybe not. You said Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
Does Bruno Mars play the piano?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruno.
So that's what, four?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like,
Somebody else in there.
yeah, I still think we've heard like the best music that we gonna hear, especially like in hip hop, because I don't see where it's. Y'all let me know if y'all have a different opinion, but I don't.
I
see
don't want
where,
to. I don't think I can say yes for hip hop, but I can definitely say yes for R&B.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever hear a song like any song that I've ever heard by Mint Condition. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not a song
Yeah.
that has come out in the past 10 years that equates to anything that they. And Mint Condition is one of many
Yeah,
that we can
that's,
choose
that's
from.
just the tip of the iceberg.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
So,
I
like,
can't name another song
yeah,
in this generation that comes close to So Fine.
yeah,
Mint
literally, that's
Condition.
the one I was thinking of.
Like I can't even really name you outside the internet, and they ain't put that out an album and going on 10 years.
What?
Yeah.
When the
Yeah,
Hive
it's
Mind
been a
come
minute.
out?
It's been a minute.
Hive Mind came out
Hive
like in
Mind came out when I was in
2018,
Yeah, it came out when I was in college.
and it's 2025 now.
Yeah.
So it's like outside of them,
Damn.
it's no bands really.
Yeah.
People don't play instruments no more, or they play instruments, but they don't make it
Yeah.
to the big times.
Yeah.
You know, by actually being talented,
Yeah, for sure.
that's
for
facts.
lack of better.
More so about
words.
being marketable.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's more about
'Cause
the
it's about
formula, what
Money.
sells, what you were talking
Yeah,
about
the
before. People
dollar.
listen to, you know,
$10.
it's a certain thing. But like, who, if anybody's in the running for, you know, what's coming up next for hip hop, I don't even know who that could be, because honestly, in my opinion, the best rappers right now, the best MCs right now are like in their 30s and 40s. Like everybody we listen to, all our favorite rappers right now are in their 30s and 40s. Even like the relatively new people like Griselda, and
Yeah, they 40.
they're 40. They're 40.
Hey,
Bro,
it'd be
40.
funny when you realize like how old artists are, like what they rapping about. It's
Yeah,
like,
like-
how long you gonna keep rapping about selling dope?
Future, even Future and Thug, which aren't, you know, they aren't lyricists, but like they're
They getting up
40.
there.
Yeah.
so like who, Yeet,
Who?
Yeet.
Who? Like the dance.
you see,
No, the rapper.
Huh? Who is Yeet?
see,
Yeah.
see,
You know
you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Who is that?
He a rap. I don't know.
He a
I don't
rapper.
know none of
He-
the
he
songs. I don't
pretty
know none of the
popular,
songs.
too.
Yeah,
Okay,
That's
Yeah,
the
check
new
it-
hotness.
Nah, my young boys rock with Yeet.
It's the new hotness. See, I'm
Nah, they
telling
do.
you, young boys, that's that new
but, like,
hotness.
Yeah.
But I
You need a
feel
real
like
name
you
for
gonna
me to
carry
cut
it.
your song on, boy.
Young boy gonna carry. That's what
Oh,
them kids
no.
like. Them kids like
He
young
gon-
boy.
He
Cut
gonna
it
carry
out.
his jail
he
meal
in
back to
jail?
his
Yeah,
jail
bro.
cell.
No, he
That's the
ain't
only
he free
thing
now?
gonna carry.
I don't
He was
know.
on house arrest.
who
He free.
cares?
Oh man, yeah. I'm
But
good.
like
He just dropped
really,
the song.
Huh?
He just dropped the song.
Oh yeah,
actually.
yesterday.
Yeah. With Yaya Mayweather in it.
but
Yaya Mayweather?
Ain't that his baby mama?
Yeah.
this is what we're talking about.
And this is why.
Yeah.
People,
At least they
people,
working together.
people in the space that don't need to be there. But anyways, I'm just saying, like, I feel like the reason why people like Cole and like even people don't jump on me, like even people like Wale, Big Sean were like as successful as they were, is because they can go ahead, get you,
I'm not gonna say nothing about Wale, bro.
but they can get they can get in different pockets. So like they could be like they can
Wale
get
can get in different pockets.
as far as when it comes
Here
to
we
like
go.
mainstream appeal
Word.
and like
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Word.
I'm just asking for clarification.
He doesn't believe it.
yeah.
I don't.
He said on.
We're not finna.
Alright.
We
Let
do
us
this
fly
every
by.
time, bro. Name
Because-
come
because-
up.
on Leon Thomas's verse one, he ain't slide on the verse.
What? What you mean?
And- Ambition?
I cracked the code.
On Leon Thomas album. What song was that?
No. That's his verse.
Feelings on silent.
Yeah.
His verse on Leon album was straight. I said that though. I told y'all that, but you know what I'm saying. We're gonna have
Tone
another
hates
time.
Wale.
I don't hate, bro. We're gonna talk about why I have reservations for that young man.
He hates him.
But I'm just saying, like, they have their hits and then they have their like cult classics to where like
Yeah, for sure.
their artistry and their pen pushes the art. And I don't feel like it's any artist right now whose pen really
Pushes, yeah. It's
competes
gonna
with
carry
them.
that. Yeah.
And you can have your hits that go off in the club every day, but like
Yeah.
Are we
That's-
gonna cut that on? In
Are we
20
gonna
years?
cut that
Yeah.
on in 25 years? Is
And
that
if
gonna,
we do, it'll be for the cookout. And
yeah,
then we'll cut it
yeah.
back on.
Like,
Yeah.
are you gonna have those pieces that are timeless?
Right.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I can't name you any timeless things that any artists that that's in their 20s right now. And I have a theory that it's because they're young, but honestly I can't even, because how old was Nas when he made Illmatic? 19.
19.
So
Different
just
time.
Yeah,
like
but that was
It's
a different
different. It's
time. Them
different.
dudes was in middle school looking 40, so
I don't know, man. I don't see it.
wild.
I don't
Yeah,
see
for
it.
sure.
I don't see it getting any better than like Raekwon, Nas, Eric B, Ghostface Killer,
Rakim,
Rakim. Yeah,
Public
Prodigy.
I don't see it getting no better than that.
Yeah.
I don't see
True.
it getting no better than that.
But I mean, like, I feel like it go back to what Devin said, the numbers, man. Like, people not hungry for that. They want to make the bread. So you talking about Yeet, like, he drop a song with Thug and probably make enough money to where he don't
Yeah,
gotta
he's
really
smooth.
put nothing down for real. So
Yeah, I mean,
You been on somebody's song before. Now I'm gonna find it.
Was it on? Was
he clapped with
somewhere
Drake, didn't
He
he?
collab with Drake. Yeah.
On
With
For All the
Drake?
Dogs.
Okay.
I don't- I
he did a
can't
song
say
with
what
Kanye
song it
too,
was.
or no?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I might have seen him somewhere. in
He
the
popular,
future.
bro.
I know who he is.
No,
I've
I
heard
don't know
some
who
of his music before.
I
I just
haven't.
you know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
yeah.
So where do y'all think the future of hip hop is going? Like, where do you think the
I'm gonna
culture?
ask that's the final question.
Wait, let me answer this one first before
Yeah,
y'all go to
yeah,
that one.
yeah.
I think, but for me, I don't know if we've seen the best yet, only because if I think about like how music was made back then versus how music is being made now, it was like made out of different intention, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
for sure.
Okay.
That
So
makes sense.
I think I'm not sure if we've seen the best we've seen yet, because I think there's going to be one more jump, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
went from this is my art, this is my passion form to this is my dollar. And so I think it's going to level
find
out
its way back.
eventually.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope you're right.
That's a
I
very
hope so.
optimistic perspective to have.
Yeah. And I think it's
Because people are trying. We talked about people being independent, people trying to get more control of their artistry.
Yeah.
Like with that, I think it's possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Because if you control your own stuff, yeah,
Right.
sure,
You
Yeah.
make what you want.
Yeah.
And it's not
Yeah.
about being marketable and necessarily making like
you do what you want to do.
think I
Yeah.
gotta make this album. I gotta have 2 hit songs,
Yeah, no.
2 hit singles,
Yeah.
right? It's like I'm making this.
And I feel like
Out
in
of-
order for those type of artists to make it big, it's going to have to happen organically.
yeah.
Yeah.
for
So
sure.
like these artists we talking about, these are people like Currency, and
Yeah.
like Jay Worthy,
yeah,
et cetera, et cetera. But like how many people? Well, Currency is known because he's a little older, but like
Right.
Jay Worthy and like people like him, it's like
yeah,
it's gonna have to happen organically. You're gonna have to catch lightning in the bottle for one of your songs to catch.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my opinion, people like Kendrick, I don't think Kendrick was really meant to be mainstream, honestly,
Nah.
because he was doing songs for like Nip, Dom Kennedy,
yeah,
Yeah, nah.
and all that kind of stuff back in the day. It's just like I feel like he kind of just
struck
Yeah.
struck lightning.
struck
Like you
lightning
said.
and kind of kept on because it's
Yeah.
like he's never really catered to mainstream, and even Super Bowl
He even
performance.
said that.
yeah,
Yeah.
He was like, I wasn't thinking it was gonna be all of this.
Yeah.
But
So,
I do want to get to one more thing. The question you just were about to ask was gonna be the final question that I was gonna ask at the
For
end.
sure, my fault.
But no, you
Premature.
good, you good. We all on the same page. That's all that means.
Indeed.
But I do want to talk about, to me, which I think is the most important aspect of as far as like influence. The most important thing that hip hop has had influence over, I believe, is fashion.
oh,
Indeed.
absolutely.
And, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't have this conversation without discussing that. So I really just kind of want to talk about like the visual aesthetic that comes with hip hop and not just, you know what I'm saying, what it is now, because I think what it is now is a lot broader than what it used to be. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like the era that we enjoy, the era that we like, I mean, you can even go from late 90s to 2010s if y'all could just kind of talk about that a little bit.
I'll even go further, like back in the '80s for real with Run DMC.
Yeah,
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 we're
yeah.
running an
Because
Adidas track
it's like I said before, like black people, we say what's cool.
Yep.
Nothing is cool until we say it's cool, and nothing is lame until we say we off that.
Right.
So like back in the '80s when like Run DMC and them, they would start wearing the Adidas tracksuits, the Kango hats, the big gold chains, the glasses, and all that kind of stuff. That's what they was doing. People was wearing the tracksuits with the Pumas, with the Adidas. And then it kind of shifted to Somebody give me like a trend for back in the 90s.
Eric B and Rakim when they dropped that Paid in Full album.
Facts.
The cover they had that Dapper Dan Gucci the custom
yeah,
jacket.
yeah.
joint
So
song,
like the
but
Calvin Kanai and all
all
that,
that, yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. It's just like
Yeah.
the Tommy Hilfiger, the Polo,
yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. And then you jump to 2000s, the throwback jerseys,
Yeah.
wearing headbands when you're not hooping.
Yeah.
Wearing
Jerseys when you're
wristbands.
not
Bro, I was
playing.
watching The
Facts.
Wire the other day, and I was like, bro, people really used to wear headbands over their do-rags,
Do-rag.
over their fitted hats.
Like, what?
Crazy. And
Yeah.
I used to want to do that too. My mom was like, you're not going out the house like
It
that.
was too far. It was
Yeah.
too far for parents.
Yeah, so
Do rag with a headband.
Too far.
So-
what you finna go do?
and then people, even hip hop creating subgenres of fashion, like we saw Kanye and Pharrell do.
Yeah.
Nobody was, because Kanye was like the only one of his kind of like not wearing the big baggy stuff all the time and kind of dressing it up a little bit, wearing polo
Polo.
blazers
Yeah.
with like double polo shirts,
Double
and,
polos, collars pop.
collars pop,
Collars
so
out.
Come on, with the Louis V bag.
Yeah.
yeah, in the Jordan retros. And honestly,
now.
this is my opinion. Like I don't think like Runs would have been as popular without Kanye.
You said who
Okay.
would have been?
One like
Okay.
retro
Oh,
ones,
retro ones?
Jordan
Yeah.
retro ones, Chelsea boots, like a lot of that
The
stuff.
Chelsea boot wave.
Yeah, that was
Chelsea
crazy.
Chelsea boots was crazy, man.
Chelsea boot
That was a
wave.
wave, bro.
That was a wave,
That was a
man.
wave.
What was that? That was roughly 2013 to
To
2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and people still wearing them, which is ill-advised, but we'll
But
leave that alone.
Chelsea boots and a bomber jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That used to be my go-to in college.
With the
like,
elongated tee with the zippers on the side. Yeah, that was
the distressed jeans, bro. I used to
Biker
get,
jeans.
Yeah.
bro, that used to be a little hustle for me, bro. I used to charge niggas to distress their
Yeah,
jeans
facts.
I remember
with
that.
a
I do
box
remember
cutter.
that.
Y'all used to give me y'all jeans. I used to rip them up with a box cutter, put them in a dryer so they get the strings. Y'all remember that, man?
Yeah, man.
Shout out Austin,
That's
man.
real hustle, man.
Come on,
That's real hustle.
Just stuff like that is exactly what we're talking about. That's
Yeah.
like how the culture like pushes forward and like
Yeah.
Facts.
I'm not even sure like where we're at right now. I feel like it's like a smorgasbord of like all kinds of phases and like
Yeah.
baggies coming back in, but you can still rock the skinny, the tailored look also,
Yeah.
and you can still wear Jordan retro, but you can still wear
I
the
think-
designer shit
yeah, I
too.
think that's the-
So it's like a lot of the Averex jackets coming back, the leather
Yeah.
jackets.
Yeah.
A lot of vintage stuff is coming back. Well, it's been coming. Vintage has
Yeah,
been
vintage
in,
has
but
been
But
back.
I think that's the like beautiful part about it of like over all the years and like those different fashion trends or whatever. It's like as a part of the culture, like you can kind of take all those looks and people will know like, oh, like that. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
came from this
that
person
came
at this
from-
specific point in time.
Exactly.
Exactly.
go back for reference looks and stuff like
Yeah,
that. And then you
exactly.
can find a picture of Rakim Raekwon wearing the same fit that you trying to find, the Coogee sweaters, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I think one thing that I've found really interesting is as we're in this like season of sampling that old school, you also see that the sound that the artist is sometimes channeling. I'll use Lil Yachty for a reference, right? So his kind of, I don't even want to call it a rebrand, but like his whole persona, probably I would say 2024 to me, with the exception of that alternative album that he did. I feel like he tapped into a lot of old school samples and then kind of added like a drill effect to it. And then if you look at what he got on, he's wearing FUBU, he's wearing old school type clothes.
Yeah.
Wearing Tim's,
You
the
know what I'm
big
saying?
jeans. So like,
Y'all, my mom is calling me, and I literally had a dream the other day that my mom was gonna call me during the podcast. So I'm finna answer.
Yeah,
the
go
phone
ahead,
and
answer
see if
that.
She say hello.
Answer that.
Ma, don't say nothing crazy. I'm finna put you on speaker.
Oh my goodness.
Ma, you are now live with Dapper
Dapper
Dialogue.
Dialogue.
Let's go. What's up, Ma?
What's up?
This is the day that the Lord has made.
That's whack.
Saints of God.
That's whack. That's
Spread the
whack.
gospel.
That's whack. We're doing great.
Doing great.
is that?
You're
Doing
cutting
great.
into our studio time for that you didn't put in on. So I'll call you back, Ma. I love you to death. Yeah, Ma. I just said I would call you back. Ma, I will call you back.
A few moments later.
You're on speaker. I will call you back. It's in the middle of the recording. I swear I'm gonna call you back. I promise. I don't have
A few inches later.
Ma. No, no,
Yeah,
no,
ask it. I
Ma.
wanna
No,
know.
no.
One eternity later.
What? What's Thursday? No. Y'all can hear what she's talking about?
Yes. Correct.
Nah. Love you though. Nah, love you though. I'm recording for real. I'll call you back.
That's
My
what's
fault,
up.
y'all. Appreciate y'all for letting moms make her debut on Dapper Dialogue. She's been talking about it for months.
No worries.
So y'all tell y'all mamas to call up in here, man. We're gonna get everybody mama gonna get a solo.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I'm okay.
You don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
But nah, we were talking about fashion
Fashion, yeah.
and hip hop, yeah. So I was saying like Lil Yachty's aesthetic in the music also matches to what he's wearing, and
sure.
I think that's always been really interesting to see how you can always tie a specific style
To a sound.
back to either a sound or a specific time in the music. So like
sure.
the time that you were talking about with Kanye, you know what I'm saying? That's 2010s with the Pele Pele jackets, you know what I'm saying? The leather Avirex jackets, you could tie that back to the 90s.
Yep.
40 Below boots, Timberlands,
Yes,
all of
yeah.
that. That's New York,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And then,
Yeah.
you know, big jerseys and all of that. Maybe you can throw Atlanta in there, Houston,
for sure.
you know
I
what
was
I'm
about
saying?
to say.
Baggy pants, you know what I'm saying? So I've always thought that it's super interesting how, like you said, we deem what's cool. And then on top of that, like, we have our way of representing ourselves no matter where we are, you know what I'm saying, around the United States and around the world. And that's why, going back to what you were saying earlier about Central C talking about they peeping the drip, you know what I'm saying? To him, he think that everybody on them because that's he's attaching a look to his sound.
And I think in the UK they're big on like tracksuit, like the Nike Techs and all that too. So,
Functional fit, functional fashion, I believe.
Yeah, but
I'm nothing on that.
but yeah, nah, it's definitely. I think I said it in a previous episode. I think we were talking about influence. But like tying that like some fashion statements into that music. Watch the Throne LeBrons. Like we have like shoes named after albums and like just all those different things is pretty dope. Yeah.
And then you mentioned LeBron. We could even say how hip hop has influenced not just basketball but sports.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You think about the style, the look. You know what I'm saying? Deion Sanders used to play football with a headband. You know what I'm saying? Used to like
That's wild.
They had
Under
that,
your helmet.
You know what I'm saying? Under the helmet. That is crazy when they have sweatbands that he could have put on. But you know what I'm saying? It was a part of the swag.
Exact,
It was a part of the look. And all of that kind of attached to the flash and the, you know what I'm saying, the
Prime
facade.
time.
You know what I'm saying? All of that. So I, you know what I'm saying, just wanted to kind of get y'all opinion on how hip hop has kind of played such a major role in fashion. And then also too, you know what I'm saying, both of y'all kind of spoke to it, but just talk a little bit about how hip hop culture has kind of brought in high fashion into streetwear. You know what I'm saying? Because streetwear used to just be the stuff that we could afford. You know what I'm saying? Champ Sports, Foot Lockers, sweatsuits, jerseys, sneakers.
I say all the time, like, man, I envy how we used to have it like when we were little tykes, but we weren't even really into fashion back then. But like when you could just throw on the 3X tall tee and some Air Force Ones and some jeans
and be fresh.
And you could be straight. Now,
yeah,
your parents got to be rich or you got to have a full-time job
in high school,
in eighth grade. To compete with these kids and what they got, man. We thought we were doing something with the Big Bang LeBrons
on that, bro.
and all that.
Like when I'm coaching, bro, the kids, I'm like, y'all parents got some money.
Bro, Balenciaga.
Because
they be coming to school, but the crazy part that blow me and like they be leaving it on the floor in the locker room.
Like somebody ain't gonna steal that. Somebody stole my Nerf KDs
Yeah.
in high school. You think somebody?
I'm like, bro, y'all are crazy. But like to that point, I'm like, it's just different time. Like, you know, back we didn't have to, you know.
We didn't, it wasn't that big. Like just having the J's was enough.
Was enough
back then. But now J's are cheap to these kids.
Yeah,
J's not enough for them.
Bro.
They gotta have the Ricks.
But even then, it's like
they gotta have the products.
I think a lot about like collaborations of like different artists. So like, I don't know if Kanye was the first one to start, but like he's the first one I kind of remember, like with Nike, Adidas. Right now he has the Yeezy line, but even but you got Travis Scott with Nike, you got Drake with Nike, and with Nocta you have Pharrell Williams as the creative director for Louis Vuitton. Tyler Creator did a collab. Like it's,
bro,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like now you begin to see like, all right, these artists are beginning to have influence, right, with these high fashion brands and things like that.
And
so.
by the way, A$AP Rocky getting named creative director of
Ray-Bans.
fresh off of a murder case.
He was
I can't think of a
not
better
guilty.
way. Hey man,
Was
what
it
am
a
I
murder
doing wrong?
case? I
No,
thought
it wasn't. It
I
was a
thought
shooting
was-
case.
Yeah, I thought it was
Nobody
just
died. Nobody died.
aggravated
A
assault.
shooting case. Okay, sorry. Nobody got
Attempted
killed. Okay, but anyways, fresh off of that, and
Yeah.
then you getting named creative director of Ray-Ban. That's crazy. It's
He
almost
was
like
wearing
every.
Ray-Bans during the trial.
That's crazy. Anyways, but it's almost like every high
And
fashion
coulda
brand.
settled. By the way, he could have settled a long time ago. Like he could have not did all of this. But anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, anyways, but it seems like every high fashion brand almost has to have like a front runner or
Yes.
a poster
Yeah.
boy
Yes.
rapper or artist
Yes.
to push their brand. If you think for every like Nike, Converse, even have Tyler Creator.
Yeah.
You see it more in the international brands than you do the U.S. brands.
Yeah.
U.S. like, you know what I'm saying? Nike doesn't have a front runner artist as their
No.
you know what I'm saying?
And
Drake is nowhere on
No.
the Nike website.
Yeah.
No.
Athletes are all over the
Over the
websites
website.
on
Yeah.
Nike. But I mean, I hate to compare Louis Vuitton and Nike, but when Tyler did his collection
yeah.
with Louis Vuitton, he all over the website.
Yeah.
For when Pharrell does his shows,
Yeah.
all over the website.
Yeah.
So I find it very interesting that the European brands mainly
Yeah.
are the people pulling these
Yeah.
hip hop stars and these rap R&B stars to kind of stand in front of their brand to promote it because it keep going back to what you said. We deem
make
what's
stuff
popular.
cool.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
nothing-
so if whoever got it on, if Yachty got it on, or if Pop Smoke got it on, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. But when he was
Had it on?
he had it on. He was a big Louis Vuitton promoter.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
flying him out to Milan
Yeah,
Fashion Week. He
yeah.
had, you know what I'm saying, never before seen pieces on, rocking them at the show.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And
Rest
it's
in peace to
like,
Pop.
you know what I'm saying? And he blew up overnight.
sad.
Yeah,
So,
he did.
so
Facts.
and that's
He was
how
gonna be a
quickly
star,
they,
That's
yeah,
how quickly you can work.
that's how
with
quickly
them.
they attach
Yeah.
themselves to these people that
Yeah.
they see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now I feel like high fashion is a form of streetwear. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Oh yeah, they've bridged that
They've
gap
bridged
pretty
it.
well. So it's kind of like
Need to
it's
bridge them
it's
prices.
definitely
what they need to do.
that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's
the
never gonna
prices.
happen.
yeah, sayonara to that.
yeah, nah.
Yeah, but
Don't
they
hold your breath.
definitely bridged that gap between streetwear and it's all. And I think it did start with Kanye and like
That's what I remember. Like,
Fontley Bensworth and
yeah.
Don C.
Okay,
Virgil,
yeah, I remember Don C. Yeah. with
and all
the,
them talking
yeah,
about how
yeah,
they
yeah.
just used to be outside of the fashion shows and just wanted
Yeah.
to come in, and then finally somebody, I forgot what designer they said it was, but they let them come in and actually sit in on one, and from there
Yeah.
they kind of just progressed forward from that. So
Yeah.
you know, just seeing how it started it, and then now it's like you have to have
Influence, yeah.
you have to have a rapper, you have to have an entertainer in front of your brand in order for y'all to
Yeah.
Go.
to
Yeah,
properly market. So
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
crazy, but it's cool. It's cool though.
Yeah.
yeah.
They need to hit us up because it's got to be a better way. It's got to
Definitely
be.
has to be a better way.
I swear.
Has to be.
Yeah.
Where do y'all see hip hop going next, and how do you kind of see it grow? Does it grow? Does it fall off, like you said, for the rebuild? You know, what are your thoughts?
I do like Dev's optimistic, and I really do hope he's right. Me, I'm a little bit more cynical than that. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Not cynical, just not as optimistic.
Yeah, well, look, I don't see it happen.
Well,
I
tomato
don't-
potato.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. It's just like it's. I feel like they're too far gone in looking at like statistics and what's cool. So I feel like the
data
passion for
era.
it is gone.
Yeah.
And people don't really respect the art form anymore of what hip hop has always been at the core. When you just small things like when you listen to people about how they talk about how like actual lyricists make slave music and stuff like that. And it's just like
Wait,
what? What? Don't tell me nobody's ever heard that. Like people saying Kendrick make like slave plantation music and shit like that.
No,
You ain't never heard that? That's bro.
Who you talking to?
Was it from,
this was on Twitter.
Yes.
Oh,
Put it all in place.
Like,
Yeah, because they heard because
the
off of that one album.
Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, protest
wasn't
music,
music,
slave. I've heard protest music, slave music. Drake said setting the slaves free. What you mean?
man, Drake not law, bro. We not going out. I mean, yeah. Oh, that's when he talking about. I heard one of them little kids might be day free.
Yeah. but going back to it, like at its core, hip hop has always been a form of resistance and like kind of setting yourself apart, and it's always been like a vehicle for protest. Like when you think about the Public Enemy, Fight the Power, like back in 1989, that's always what it's been for. When you think about Fuck the Police by NWA, that's always kind of what it's been. So it's just like people don't respect like the history of the art form and where it came from, and they kind of brush it off as it's like it's old, it's outdated, and we on this now, which is cool, and I respect that. But it's just like I feel like in order to have a next big three, you have to have both. You have to have like the passion, and you have to have like the actual talent and the skill set, and you also have to know what's cool and know what's popping in the streets also. And in the big three, they have both of those pieces in their hands. And pause.
That was crazy.
They have both. They have both of those pieces, and they were able to make it work. Come on. They have both of that. They have both those bags, and they're able to bridge that gap. And I don't see anybody else doing that. They have the one that's popping and that's cool, but I don't think they had the skill set. The skill set ain't there.
I don't know. I would just say, like, while we talk a lot about like what it was, this next generation about to be the smartest generation ever. So like, if I feel like, I mean, if you think about like what they have access to and what they can do, it's kids that can like maneuver technology without being able to. No, but listen, really,
I believe you're right.
It's kids that can maneuver technology but not like communicate for real. So like, there's gonna be gonna be a surge of people knowing how to do a lot of things, and so that's why I say like, every time there's newness, art finds its way to creep into that somehow, some way.
That's true.
So that's why I also feel a little like, even today, like I took Milan to the park. There's a kid out there. I'm at the toddler park. He's sitting on the bench with a laptop. I'm like, at the toddler park. I'm like, bro, like what? His dad over there teaching him, like his dad's clearly an accountant, and he was trying to spend time with us. I respect it, dog. I respect it. But like, he was yelling, you type the keyboard.
This is a T-chart, son.
Yeah. But like, even saying that though, like, that's so much more access. And so I think with that type of access, how we talk about the libraries, when we started our look back, people are able to start their look back so much earlier. So like, that's true. When they get to that 25 point, when your brain might be a little bit more developed, and you have a reference point from I was 10 looking at Nas Illmatic, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might be a different story.
That's a very good perspective.
I mean, I also agree that it's a lot of people that's just like, but that's the business side of it though. Like,
for sure.
Like I would say streaming is music's NIL. Their portal, their transfer portal.
Yes.
Let's get it real.
For sure.
It's ruining the game.
Because one could argue the transfer portal's ruining the game too.
It's
So,
ruining the game. Wow.
So
that's a good point.
So
that's a very good perspective.
but also what the transfer portal is doing to these players is creating them as businesses earlier. Like, they think about that earlier. Like, I don't have to rush to go to the league if I can make $2 million at this school next year.
That's
okay.
true. Right.
I can stay in school.
Yeah. I can get my degree, mama. So I think it's a double-edged sword. Because I definitely feel where you're coming from.
I think it'll definitely. No, that's some really good points, man. I think it's gonna continue to grow. I think I'm a bit more optimistic on the optimistic side.
Man.
I think like, as far as like it growing, right? The hip hop growing, but I think to Austin's point as well, it's like when you step into anything like art wise, or I just think about, for me, like with basketball, it's like you have to honor, right, the origin of the sport and those who came before you, and did right by it. But I think the hip hop is going to continue to grow. I think we will see more artists like from other countries as well, kind of start to. Because I think about like Burna Boy, I think about Central C, some of those artists that have
Skepta.
Skepta, like all those kind of artists. I think we'll begin to see more international artists in the hip hop genre begin to grow, and I also think just our access to music will change. I don't know how or what that will look like, but I just think about AI. I think about just the service of tech. Like, our access to music is going to probably be something completely we've never seen before or experienced before. So I think that
AI though.
For sure.
That's very.
I'm scared of that.
Don't be scared of it.
Embrace it.
Embrace
They
it.
feel what they don't understand. But nah, man, I would agree pretty much with everybody. My personal stance, I don't really have a preference on which way it sways.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that I just want to expose people that come after me. I want to expose them to the same music that I was exposed to.
Quality.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
because
fair.
I can't control what these new
Right.
dudes are about
Yeah.
to do, what these new artists are about to do. So,
yeah.
and I don't even know if it like. So the question was, where do I see hip hop going? I don't know. The answer is I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that Devin provided an amazing perspective, and I think that that's real. It has a very good opportunity to
for
swing
sure.
that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe in them.
I know, yeah.
See,
And we keep
Do you
comparing.
believe in the vision?
We
Yeah.
keep comparing it to NBA and basketball, but that's low key how I feel about a lot of these new stars,
yeah.
bro. Like
Yeah.
I just don't know if they genuinely care to win.
No,
and I just don't know if any of these new rappers genuinely care to be the best out at this specific point in time. I think it's if I can drop an album that I half-assed and I can make enough money to where I don't gotta work for the rest of the year, then damn it, that's
what I'm
enough for
gonna
me.
do.
And
Yeah.
if that works for you as an artist, I'm not down in that, because if I could go to work tomorrow and not have to work for the rest of the year, you bet your bottom dollar I'm gonna do it. So like I understand.
but as a consumer,
But as a consumer,
Consumer,
I don't want to hear nothing that you didn't
put your
put
best
your blood,
foot forward.
you know what I'm saying?
on.
Put your,
Yeah.
put
Did you
your
think
best
about
foot forward.
production? Did
You
you
know what I'm
think about
saying?
like
Like,
Did you,
all
did
of-
you think
all
about
of those
sequencing
things.
of your album?
Right.
Do you think about like concepts of your song? Like, do you
Right.
think about these things? Like, why
Do you want people to listen to this next year?
do you want people to listen to it in 10 years?
Yeah, like no,
15
that's what I'm
years.
saying. Don't
Even
even let's
past
not
the
even
year.
think a year, bro.
Past the
Like
year.
if you, for example, the albums that we're hearing right now in January, when these artists drop these albums, do they want us to still be listening in December? If the answer is you don't give a damn, then I don't care to listen. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say that,
That,
but
but
like,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
if you just dropping some shit real quick to make some bread, then the product is not gonna be what it was back then, because the old school rappers, like I hear Cameron and Mace talk about it. I always reference it because I watch It Is What It Is damn near every day. But they always talk about how like, yeah, the money was a motivator for them, but it was even more of a motivator for them to make it out of their hood so that they could prove everybody wrong. Like y'all
facts.
said that this wasn't gonna work for me. Y'all said that this wasn't, you know what I'm saying, wasn't gonna be able to put food on the table.
Right.
The same way that a lot of these old, like our GOATs
Yeah.
in the NBA and NFL, you know what I'm saying? Bron had to get mama out the crib because they didn't have no money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like basketball was just something that he did.
Did right.
It was what he had to do. So a lot of artists back then, I feel like music was what they had to do because that was their way out. And a lot of people, like we got a lot of nepotism in the game right now. So it's like
Yeah.
people don't gotta work that
Yeah.
hard. They can if they want to, but
they
don't
know
necessarily
it's not
have to.
Yeah, that
And
they're
because people have a choice
Mm-hmm.
to be mediocre and still make legend level money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it will ever be taken seriously again. Because I love it, because I love the art form, because I love the sport of
right.
basketball. I want the perspectives to change. I want the mindset around it to change. But will it? I don't know. Because I was young at one point, and if I was in the league, if I was LaMelo, y'all talking about, bro, you need to work harder. For what?
Just sign a Supermax.
I'm already set for life right now.
Supermax.
For what? My ankle hurt. I'm not playing. So that's just you know what I'm saying. That's just how.
Nah,
I
that's
feel.
facts though. That's facts.
So
Yeah.
We'll see.
yeah,
I hope I'm
we should-
wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope so.
Until
too.
they point, you know, my brother here worked for children. He has to believe in kids. so I commend my teacher brother here believing in them children because your boy here don't. I don't believe in these kids.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to work beside them.
They soft. I'm just playing.
Nah,
Believe in
that's
the
not
baby.
really.
Believe in the baby.
I'm just serious.
Yeah, no, we touched on a lot of things today, just in the different ways that hip hop has not only influenced ourselves, our lives, our culture, but on a global platform. And you know what I'm saying? We're gonna continue this conversation in our next episode, doing a little bit of a more deeper dive into how Black Twitter has also had that same
Yeah.
cultural influence not only over United States of America, but over the entire world.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll be talking about on our next episode.
To be continued.
I just realized that we did not introduce ourselves at the beginning of the episode, so we can close out and do it now. I am your host, Tone.
Matt.
It's Austin.
Devin.
And we are Dapper Dialogue. We'll see y'all on the next one.
On the next one.
again.
Salute.
Peace. Bojangles in the car. Well, I was like, you go out there and eat them white man tenders.
Don't eat your white man tenders
Eat them
alone.
white man tenders. That's why we ain't never gonna be free.
The white man tenders is crazy.
We ain't
But
Gohan.
I get the sentiment though. But
yeah, it's,
because I get it, because I seen somebody say that they've already budgeted for the loss that they're gonna take if y'all only gonna do it for one day, which is absolutely true. But on the flip end of that, if we can't even get everybody on one page for one day, how we gonna do it for an extended amount of time?
Yeah, no, I thought I was going to be able to participate, but I had to get the hard drive. I had to get gas. So that was Amazon and gas
Yeah,
right
so
then and
there,
there.
quick.
So I just kind of gave
bro,
up
it's just stuff you don't
after
even
that.
think about. Like,
Yeah. I mean, no harm, though.
I had bills to I had, like, what you
Yeah,
want?
bro, you know what I'm saying? It's the end of the month.
I got stuff I got to pay.
I can't
Oh,
not pay for stuff.
yeah.
Yesterday was the last day of the month.
The only true way to really save money and not do nothing is just to lay down. Just stay home. Just stay home, lay down.
Sleep for dinner.
Go to sleep for dinner.
Make you a bologna sandwich.
Oh yeah.
That's the only true way. You want to save money? Break your leg and just stay indoors. Go to sleep, take a nap.
Oh, bro.
I've been up in Raleigh, bored as hell. I'm saving money though. I'm like, damn, I'm bored.
I'm gonna be comfortable on this
Spend my
couch.
money.
Enjoy my rent.
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, it's all good.
All right, man. Y'all ready?
Let's get it.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Been on the mic for a long, long time.
Go ahead and get into it.